words and language. No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
There's something ineffably profound about poetry, an art form that transcends mere words and reaches into the very fabric of our human experience. Poetry is not simply a string of verses. It is a sanctuary, a refuge where the soul finds solace amidst chaos, and a mirror where the fragmented self can recognize its own reflection. In the turbulent theatre of life, where joy and suffering intertwine in an eternal dance, poetry emerges as a balm, a salve for wounds both seen and unseen. It possesses this unique alchemy, the ability to transmute pain into beauty, despair into hope, and silence into voice. Consider the paradox of poetry's healing power. It does not shy away from the abyss. Rather, it plunges headlong into the depths of anguish and uncertainty. It gives language to that which often eludes articulation. The gnawing ache of loss, the silent scream of loneliness, the flickering flame of love and longing. Through metaphor, rhythm and cadence, poetry weaves a tapestry of meaning that embraces complexity instead of simplifying it. When we engage with poetry, we embark on an intimate dialogue, not just with the poet's words, but with our own hidden recesses. The act of reading or writing poetry awakens empathy, inviting us to inhabit perspectives beyond our own narrow confines. In doing so, poetry bridges the chasms of isolation that fragment our modern existence. Healing, in this poetic sense, is not a simple cure or a facile consolation. It is a transformation, a subtle, often slow alchemical process that reconfigures the way we perceive ourselves and the world around us. The poet's voice becomes a beacon, illuminating the shadows of trauma and despair, revealing that beneath our suffering lies the potential for renewal and meaning. Historically, poetry has been a conduit for communal catharsis, ritualized lamentations, epics recounting heroic journeys, and sacred hymns that unite individuals in shared experience. The ancient Greeks understood catharsis as a purgation of emotions, a cleansing through art. Modern neuroscience now corroborates this ancient intuition. Engaging with poetry activates neural pathways linked to emotional regulation, empathy, and memory. In moments when words fail us, poetry steps forward, offering not answers but possibilities. It grants us permission to feel deeply, to confront our fears, and to articulate the ineffable. Through its symbolic language, it invites us to transform chaos into coherence, fragmentation into wholeness. And this is why poetry heals, not because it solves, but because it listens, witnesses, and transforms. It invites us into a sacred space where vulnerability is not weakness, but strength, where pain is not an endpoint, but a threshold. So the next time you find yourself adrift in the stormy seas of existence, seek refuge in poetry. Let its cadence soothe your restless mind. Let its metaphors cradle your wounded heart. Because in poetry we discover that to be human is to be both broken and whole, and that through this paradox lies the profound possibility of healing.